Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Jace Beleren Must Die. So, Road, Torgor, and Winnegar, you have been staking out the home of Zlatek Ironclad, your soon-to-be, hopefully, murdered foe. There is a secret door, which you have not been able to open in his house. I know, right? You know it's really there, and you don't know how to open it, and it's just
so many suspicious things around it.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like, Katie, may have been upset for the last week because I can't fucking think of a good way to get
Guys, just wait until Torgor comes in, rolls a nat 20 investigation, and just gets it.
So what are the three of you doing when we come back? It's like mid-afternoon. You are in the home of Zlatek Ironclad. No one else is here. And they're like, I guess, so you had stuck around after your shift. So it's like maybe late afternoon.
Yeah.
You're waiting for him to come home, basically.
From what I remember, what had happened was there was 3 hours left, or like 2 hours left.
Yeah.
Until he was set to arrive, or like until we were able to do our thing. And
yeah, because I wanted enough time to do a short rest.
Right.
Get my key points back up. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Because I think that, like, if there wasn't a concrete way for us to safely get into that safe room, we can maybe try that. Yeah. So, but I think that we would have come back to our room we played Uno in and just Uno'd it out until Ironclad appeared, and then we have to wait for him to go to sleep. And there's
one thing that I hate to bring this up and change the plan while we're already in the plan, but are we really, how do we all feel about like an interrogation before the killing? No. I just feel like some of us need experience points, so learning more about
I just think it'd be a good experience to have if we did that.
Sure. No, I thought for sure Winnegar was going to admit that he's never killed anyone. But nope.
That is a subgenre of D&D live show humor that I think is so funny every time anyone does it, is the in-character declaration of the out-of-character mechanical thing. It just gets me every goddamn time.
I love it. We're simple people.
Well, Winnegar, I think that's great. But I also think we could maybe learn more about what's going on and get some knowledge that could benefit us and grow us as people. If we...
It's so weird. The more I learn, the better at killing I become.
It happens.
I just finished reading Anna Karenina, and now I'm pretty sure I'm going to be better at murdering people.
I think I could.
It's weird.
More. I don't know. No, but I don't know. What if you can make it silent, right, Road? Because then I got a way to get through that door, and I just like hold up the sledgehammer.
Yeah, right. Because you could. How long does the silence last? Right? Because you could demo the thing without it being being any sound.
My silence here. I'll just drop it.
Okay.
Up to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is if you just get the smallest hole in that wall that I can look through, I can jump into that room.
Perfect. I can make a hole, depending on the DC, very easily within the. For a small hole, I imagine it's 5. I don't know.
Menace.
In the improv world, we call this playing to the audience.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, the other side of that is knowing an audience plays Dungeons and Dragons, making a D&D joke, having them laugh, and then being like, "That was a Dungeons and Dragons joke."
All right.
Okay, so is that what you want to do? Like the house. Here's the thing: the house is quiet, but I think that nearing this point in the conversation, as you're speaking, you take a second. You're like, we could, and then you hear a click downstairs. You hear the creak of the front door open. You hear the sound of high heels on the floor. You hear the sound of keys being deposited on an end table somewhere, right? And you hear a woman, and she's talking. So you hear her saying like, "Okay, honey, I know you should have eaten lunch. Don't fuss. Come on." And so you hear downstairs what you can only assume is Latek Ironclad's lady wife and their young child down below.
Now I'd like to clarify one more time. Those are not our marks. The wife nor the child are. No.
Yeah. No. It's obvious. Obvious that the kids are not. I mean, the wife maybe, but the child, there's no need. He's got opulence and wealth. Without kids, he's gonna be a great Boros Batman. Like
I was about to say, if you kill both of his, he's a rich kid, right? His dad is a senator. His mom is also someone important in the Azorius. You kill both of them. You gotta wait until after they watch Zorro first.
I just like the idea of like Torgor killing both his parents and then throwing pearls on the ground and walking out.
Come find me in 20 years.
I feel like we don't say enough how much I love that this is actually Winnegar's like supervillain origin story that we're playing through.
Yep.
I do love it.
That's all.
Well, Torgor is. I mean, if he's a clown, he would be the Joker if we're going by the 1989 Batman.
That's true. I can't wait until Masood has the opportunity to say, "Wait till they get a load of me."
I feel like Winnegar
That'll
is
happen.
the Riddler.
Winnegar is absolutely the Riddler.
Yeah, or like Calendar Man or something like. We gotta take a couple of steps down.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Hey,
mean,
you guys
let's be
remember
honest.
Calendar Man? He started
Matter
off
eating
his
lad.
career in jail.
He did. It's true. Batman is tied with Mega Man for stupidest villains. So you've got this wall, right? And you've got mom has come home, right? Mom and wife has come home. She's downstairs. You're in her bedroom, but like there is also this secret door that theoretically needs opening. What are you gonna do?
Oh, we're still in the fucking bedroom? I thought we had retreated to the Uno room.
I had never left the Uno room. That's what I assumed they had.
Oh,
come
so
back.
they came to meet you. Okay, I thought you came
Yeah.
in to see them when they were looking around in the room. Okay, all right. So the Uno room is it in the house or is it just like a spot in the construction where you're hiding out?
It's in the construction.
Yeah, that's what I
wing.
thought. Okay, all right, good. So yeah, I guess you would have heard that from outside. You heard her arrive at home and then open the front door and go inside, which you
Okay.
also have access to. But okay, yeah. So she's in the house. You're outside, but just barely. Yeah, okay.
Oh, I was so panicked for a moment. Oh no.
Yeah.
Is this a portent of futures to come? Oh no.
Yeah. So
Vis-a-vis interrogating him, what information are you hoping to garner?
Just anything. I mean, it's a guy that is so dedicated. He has a freaking tattoo. Like, he's got to know something, right?
Yeah, that would be the hope.
And it seemed like he was running a whole crew of people. So, like, maybe he can give up other names as well.
My only concern is where can we get information out of him that won't alert our mission right now. I think I just want to get in and get out.
yeah, technically the Rose said kill him, not interrogate him and then kill him.
Because if he's a spellcaster, all we need to do is slip up for a moment and it's over for us.
Worse if he's secretly a robot, guys. You know I don't like robots.
I know you have a
That
fear of
would be the
robots.
worst case. Yeah.
I forgot to tell everybody the show is now a tie-in to both Magic the Gathering and the new Terminator movie. So
Which, by the way, surprisingly good.
yeah, I heard it was good. I'm gonna go see it this week. I might
It's
see it tonight.
actually really good.
Yeah,
It's
I
too
heard that.
bad that it's not like getting the viewership that I feel like it deserves, because this is the Terminator 3 we should have gotten.
Oh,
There you go.
didn't they do a
100%.
Terminator?
There are a lot
3,
of
4?
bad Terminators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they do a 5 or is this 5?
This is number 6.
This is the
This is
sixth one,
6.
7th if you count the TV show, which was also quite good.
Which
Wow.
The movie.
Yeah.
when did
So-
Christian Bale? Do you remember that one? Was that
Yeah,
number
Yes.
that was
That's
the
That
number
was
4.
4?
fourth one.
Yeah,
Fourth-
number 4. Number 5 is Genesis, which is a continuation in an alternate timeline.
Is that
from
one the one with
TV show.
Amelia
That
Clark?
was the actress in that
Yes,
movie.
the bad one.
That's the one with Amelia Clark in it. Yes. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
the one who just uses her eyebrows and is like, "Oh, I'm not Daenerys Targaryen anymore. I still want to get work, but I'm not good at this job."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, fucking
Shots
at me,
fired.
Amelia Clark.
Get in the comments. Get in there.
Wow. Amelia Clark is logged out of your chat. Wow.
Whatever. She's like a gajillionaire. She doesn't give a shit what I think. That's why I can save it. That's why I can say it.
Yeah,
so.
well, funny you say that. The actress that is going to be playing Zlatic Ironclad's wife, Amelia Clark, everybody. Give it up for Amelia.
Oh.
somebody in the chat was like, "Man, I wonder what she thinks of her tattoo." So that's not a secret. We got to get her too.
So she's in the house. She's downstairs. She's got the kid. Eventually, Zlatic Ironclad will also come home. But yeah, what do you want to do? How are you gonna? You're gonna wait till everybody in the house goes to sleep? Is that the plan?
I think so, yeah.
We're just gonna pull a tarp over him and take a short nap.
Yeah, sure. Totally. Just like I'm just gonna rest under this plastic sheet.
He did a lot of work today.
Yeah.
From what I remember, we were
You
very
put in a
productive.
full day of construction work today,
We were
Torgor.
good construction
Yeah.
workers too. Yeah, guys,
radical.
maybe could we go into this as a side hustle?
You know,
All right.
I wanted to say something about when it was happening. It felt like it was like a give and take, and it was so easy. But
Right.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
I like the constant, clear communication about what I needed to be doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Being a player character is a lot of bullshit. So like just have sometimes you just want to have like a nice job where you just go into work and you just do your job. You clock
I
out.
might hate it in a week, but right now I'm enjoying the structure. I never thought I'd say that. I really didn't.
Does this blue collar look good on Torgor? All right. Yeah. So you rest, you wait out the time. A
Who
few
wins the game?
maybe a few hours. Yeah, you wanna let's make a roll. Let's see who wins the
Who
game of
wins the
Uno.
game?
Let's do it. It's very important. Is anyone proficient in gambling set or gaming tools or anything like that?
I am not.
no, definitely not.
No.
Okay. All right. So then it'll just be, what do you
Charisma?
think? What stat would Uno be based on? It's just
Well,
luck, right? Like
Well, deception is charisma, and I,
Ravnica is
Yeah.
Uno, a whole different thing.
right.
Do you guys what house rules do you guys have for your Uno games?
Ravnica
You can
Uno.
you can
I'm
stack
not
the
gonna
plus
talk
twos.
about house rules for Uno on the fucking team.
Why not? I want to know.
If you play a reverse twice in a row, you are out of the family.
Wow.
I believe in doubling up on all cards. I'm okay with it.
Of
I
course
like
you do.
Yeah.
What are your
doubling on draw
spades
twos.
rules?
You can throw a draw 2 on a draw 2. The next person draws 4. I'm cool with that, and that can go on for infinity. I don't care.
Exactly.
Oh my god, you play like my mom.
So
Yeah.
and
My mom is the
Who
devil.
you love.
Now, unfortunately, I do have to point out, and I've been doing my research. So, unfortunately, Uno is produced by a company called International Games, which is a part of the Mattel family of companies, which is a direct
Oh.
competitor to Hasbro,
Oh,
No!
which owns Dungeons
What
and
is-
Dragons, which owns the show
You're
that we
right,
are
you're
doing.
right.
So,
God, you're so right.
Uno sucks.
Uno
Forget
sucks,
you.
guys.
Get back in your Tonka truck and get out of here.
Okay, someone type in Uno equivalent for Hasbro.
Hasbruno.
Until you do that, we're gonna say, until you do that, we're gonna say that
I
y'all
know
are
we have
playing
beef about
spades. So
Monopoly,
It's
but we're playing
deception.
Rock-
well, actually,
the rule
in-
here we're rolling is deception.
also just for everyone's knowledge, in Ravnica, Uno is actually owned by
Beyblades?
Hasbro.
Ah, that's
So,
right.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Beyblades. Okay, deception.
is there a Hasbro
intimidation?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Deception or intimidation, according to the chat. It's
I think
one
it's
or the other.
deception. I don't
Okay,
think
okay.
intimidation is also a good choice, but
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh heck yeah!
nice.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Oh, Uno motherfuckers! Draw 4, bitches.
That's good. I like this.
It's that last round. Like I know exactly what it looks like. It's that
It's going
last
back
round.
and forth.
My entire hand is like full, and everyone has like 2 or 3, and I'm just like, draw 2, draw 2, draw 4, like draw 4, and then it's over.
I had called Uno just the turn before, like I had rushing it, like yeah, and I'm just
I'm so
devastated.
mad.
What can I say? I'm a really bad liar, so
Yeah, exactly.
This is
Bro,
why we
I
need
failed
such a
because of
bad
my
liar.
deep-seated honesty and the requirement that I'm honest about everything. Okay, so yeah, it's a close one, but Winnegar wins the game of Uno, and and time passes. I think after about an hour and a half, maybe less, because she did mention like getting to food right away. So the smell of cooking comes from down below. You smell some kind of delicious food being made in the kitchen, and it's wafting through an open window. And you can also hear from that open window, probably while she's preparing food, you can hear I think her name is Layla or Lelia. Because I'm getting sick of calling her Leanna. I'm sick of calling her Ironclad's wife. She's Ironclad. So Leanna, you can hear her singing. She's singing either to herself or to her kid. It's hard to say, but while she's cooking, she's like, and she's doing the thing where she's not singing all the lyrics, where she'll like hum part of the song and then sing part of it, and you can hear the sound of like food being prepared downstairs.
All I'm hearing is sunflower.
Right?
She's singing sunflower just like in Spider-Man.
It's really cute.
Yeah.
I was imagining her singing X Gonna Give It to You.
Yeah, with all the barking and growling as well. Yeah, totally.
we ever write that ransom note that kidnapping note we were gonna leave?
Oh, we should do that now. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, let's totally do that now out of Uno cards.
Well, I thought that you bought all those magazines. Didn't
Oh
someone buy
yeah,
magazines?
Yeah, that was part of the budget.
Yeah,
The ransom budget. Okay,
I
so,
gave you the money.
So you want to spend like a little while cutting out letters from various Ravnican publications,
Yeah,
and then gluing them with a conspiracy approved glue stick to a piece of paper. Okay, so what is your?
I don't know what else my disguise kit would be used for, but this. I want you to know I have it and I'm proficient and I'm just
Yeah. So what do you want the ransom note to say?
Right. So it's not really it's kind of a ransom, but it's mostly like just like a weird, we got to get into Wenzel's character.
So you want to blame Wenzel for blame Wenzel for this, and so you're trying to write it as if he had written it to be like, I couldn't stand it. So what's the angle you're going for? Is this a professional jealousy? Is this a romance thing?
Maybe we frame it as like a twisted love letter to.
It started out as.
Why would it be a ransom note though?
No. So here's the thing. It started out as love, but then it manifested as hatred for both of them for constantly making him feel less than. So now it's to spurn her for choosing him. She has to live her life without him and Wenzel. So now it's like, you'll never find him. He's gone and you know what I mean? Like, guys, I've been doing a lot of slash fiction writing in my free time, and it's been getting good.
That's so good.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be more like, oh, it's a ransom note from these random people, but it's obviously Wenzel who's doing it. Like a two-step thing.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Oh, so you want to make it look like that's a tricky forgery to communicate with ransom letters, but it's possible, right? So you want to implicate Wenzel without directly being like, it was Wenzel what did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I like that.
That's good. That's good.
I want you to cut out like Wenzel's name
Mhm.
and then like mark through it.
Mark it out.
XOXO Wenzel. Scratch.
Scratch it out, and then there's new letters pasted.
Like maybe we can make the drop point near Wenzel's old lab,
Yes.
like
Or
near
we-
that area.
What if we make it at his old lab?
Now that's
That's a little on the that. Yeah.
That's too close. Guys, I've
Well,
been very
close.
direct with my writing. I like this critique. It's nice.
more intrigue. I think Torgor would be good for you.
Okay, cool. Very direct. You know it's how I roll.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
So tell
Like,
me the gist of the note. So it's the idea is like you're taking credit for a murder, or are you actually going to try to kidnap someone, or is the plan to kill ironclad and then abscond with his body and pretend that he was kidnapped.
Yeah, that one.
Again, and I said this last episode, but this is becoming more and more like the murder of Jean-Benet Ramsey than I had hoped for. So it's like you're going to kill him, but pretend he was kidnapped and then what, like mush him in a closet somewhere and hope no one finds him? Or I mean,
That's
that's
the necromancer.
Yeah, we got to take him
That's
to.
right.
Yeah, we're
That's
gonna
right.
go to
You're going to take his
necromancer.
body to the necromancer. Perfect.
And that's
okay.
why we also need to go to that secret room because we
Yes.
need money to pay him.
You assume that the room is full of. Okay. All right. So
we got to get something.
So, okay, so you've written the note. What does the note say, more or less? Give me the bullet point version so that I know what the NPCs who find it will think.
One, we mentioned the wife in some way, but we don't use whatever the Ravnican like Mrs. is. We make it seem like she's not married in the note. Like obviously, like that's like
dearest.
yeah.
And I know this will be tough on my dearest Liliana. I mean, the dearest Liliana. Yeah.
or yeah, like Lily, if their name is Lily.
So her name, so this is it's important that you write this correctly because her name is Liana. There is someone in magic lore whose name is Liliana, but if you wrote a letter to her, she would kill you and turn you into a zombie. So we don't want to get her involved. She's bad news. And also I think she's on another plane right now.
Wait, she hot though?
Yes, she definitely is. If you're into like pasty necromancers, then she definitely is. I figured you
TK,
would.
will you send me a picture?
Oh, you don't want to put it in public? Okay. That's fine.
Okay, so mention the wife as though in a possessive way, right?
Yeah.
As like my Liana or whatever. Okay, all right. What else?
Mention that like somehow
mention that
drive jealousy in like the notion that like he
I would
didn't
just
deserve anything he
mention
got.
like if you ever want to see your fraud whatever again, like come to this address and have the address be like a block or two away from his lab in
And
that
I'm
area.
encouraging Winnegar to sort of play up like, is it language and is it tones of speaking and whatnot?
Yeah, write more like a mad scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More
Okay.
science, less.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Like perfect directions.
Yeah.
Go
Take an
left
like a
86-degree left turn on the corner
Yeah.
of the.
And
Right,
three
like a
corners
man
up.
who's had everything and everyone he's cared and loved taken away from him.
Yeah, could you imagine what that would be like, Winnegar? Imagine. Write it like a person who all their friends have been killed by this horrible obsession that they have. Okay.
Hello, darkness. my friend.
Okay, so you're gonna compose this note, and you want them to, I guess, assume that it was Wenzel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And just to deliver like an obscene sum of money to
375,000 Xenos.
yes, that much money.
Okay.
2 to 4 blocks away from Wenzel's house.
Okay.
Oh, and also donate money to research and development.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna roll. Chat will be able to see this, but chat don't ruin it for our players. I'm gonna roll in secret. And I'm gonna roll, since this is a team effort, we'll give you advantage on it. And I'm gonna use, it'll be deception, but with intelligence instead of charisma, because you're writing it instead of like delivering it personally. So let's see. Winnegar is writing it. So all right. So the quality of the letter, I will write it down in secret for later. That again. There we go. Okay. All right. So letter. There we go. Okay. Cool. So you prepare it. You have it ready. Do you put it in an envelope? Do you fold it up? What do you do? I guess you haven't done anything you haven't committed the crime yet, so I guess someone just has it on their body.
Fingerprints aren't on it. I'll clarify that. So
Yes,
many
I
times.
did hear you mention that, and I assumed that Road would not allow anyone else to touch it with their bare hands.
Mm-hmm.
No traces of magic were used, so they can't fuck with us on that. We did it by hand. Shitty scissors that we'll dispose of later. I'm locking it down.
I wonder if psychometry is a thing in Dungeons and Dragons, like the ability to
Like
use
the
magic.
Orzhovs do it.
Yeah, they must, right? Like
For like insurance, right? Probably do like
the idea that
insurance for our
they
guys.
could like there, because I don't think there's a spell in 5e that does, but I'm sure that like the Azorius and the Orzhov have some kind of like psychometric like thing. But
What
they
about,
would
like clairvoyance can be like.
yeah,
forward.
you don't have the resource to make a magical forgery right now, but it'll at least buy you time while the lower ranks, like while they're like, we got to figure this out, send it to the psychometry department. Like it'll buy you some time for sure. Okay. All right. So you have your letter. Downstairs, Leanna Ironclad is feeding her son. The two of them are having dinner together. And night has fallen, like full on. It's gotten dark. And I think that, like before, the reasonable hours at which a person would return home from work come and go. They pass, and eventually, somewhere around 9:30, you hear the sound of a carriage arriving home, and the front door opens and shuts, and you hear the slightly heavier footsteps of what you assume to be the man of the house, Zlatek Ironclad himself. So he has returned home, and wherever he is in the house, you don't have access to him because you're outside.
Do we hear
what do you wanna
any
do?
conversation? Is he talking to anyone or like?
Not that you can hear. I think you're far enough away from whatever room he's in that if he does come in and like go and talk to his wife, then you don't hear it because it's in another room.
Do we move out?
We gotta wait for him to fall asleep.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm not gonna play Uno again though. I'm still really mad.
Are you joking?
I think you cheated, and I don't
I
want to.
definitely didn't cheat at all. Are you kidding? How did I cheat?
Don't blow our cover. Don't blow our cover.
I'm gonna blow a cover if you don't play Uno right now.
I'll do it. I'll
I'm gonna
go
take
in there and I will yell at him because
I'll let them know that you are here.
Fine, we'll play it again.
All right. If you'd like to resolve this game of Uno, you're welcome to do so.
Yes, we would.
I know that these things are important.
Oh my god!
Oh no, a 10.
A 19 consistent.
Hey, there you go. Torgor wins.
Yes.
Torgor
Oh,
wins
yeah,
the
Torgor.
game.
It was you had the exact same hand that I had. I feel like we didn't shuffle it right.
I don't know what to tell you. Next time, have somebody with more fingers than a Minotaur. All right.
Excellent. Okay, so how long do you wait? How are you gonna know when Zlatek is asleep?
I'm looking for just all the lights off. Just the I
3
don't know.
hours before he's supposed to wake up.
Right. So that becomes the question. So yeah, eventually, like it's pretty dark, and from here, like if you wanted to walk, you could get out and walk all the way around the house and see if all the lights are off, but you're kind of like hidden away back here, which means you can't see the outside of the house very well. You could also like pull back that tarp and like peer down the hallway because you could see into the hall.
Oh yeah, I just kind of like assumed how opaque is this curtain? At the-
Mostly.
yeah.
Right
And
now
I'm
there
just-
is, yeah, there's no, it's actually I think it'd be fully opaque. There'd be no light coming in from inside. It's a big like canvas, like a wax canvas sheet.
Right.
Okay. Cool. I guess I can, when we feel like it's getting late, I can sort of peel the curtain back and look
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
from the bottom, like laying on the ground, like just pulling up like, a little.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you pull it slightly and you look down the hall. There are two rooms that have light. The main bedroom, you can see the light cascading out into the hallway. And at the other end of the hall, the door is slightly open. You can hear water running, and there is another light on there. And from the bedroom, you hear a woman's voice say, "It's late. Are you coming to bed?" And then from the bathroom, you hear the sound of someone spitting. And then, "Go ahead. You get some rest. I'll be in when I'm in." And then there's a sigh, and then a click as the light is turned off. Like she doesn't even respond. She's just like, "Okay," and like turns the light off. And then you hear water running again. You hear the sound of like Zlatek swishing around his mouth. He spits into the sink, and then the door opens. Do you stay and watch, or?
Yeah, do you watch you creep?
Yes.
Um,
Pass without a trace it and just creep, please.
yeah, I pass without a trace. And just as I'm sort of laying there, and I continue to try and watch what room he goes into.
Okay. All right. So he comes out of the bathroom. He is wearing a like a dressing gown. So it's this like rich blue velvet with like silver piping and then like the Azorius like sigil embroidered on it. You can just make out the edge of his Jace Beleren tattoo. Yeah, I mean he works out. He's a pretty muscly dude. He has that kind of like Russian mobster like grandpa kind of thing going on where he's like in his early 60s and his hair is mostly gray, but he's still super ripped. Yeah, he comes out of the bathroom and we see him put on a pair of slippers that he had outside the bathroom, and he walks towards the bedroom, but he turns early and he takes out of his robe pocket, he takes out a key and he unlocks a door into another room. So he unlocks it and goes into that room and then pushes the door closed behind him. But you don't hear the door click shut. So he unlocked it to go in, but you don't. Yeah.
I scamper back to my comrades.
Okay.
He went into the secret room. We're
Well,
dummies.
he technically went into another room, not the secret room, because the secret room's door is off of his bedroom. But he went into a room that he had to unlock, right?
So he's got a key.
He has a key to it, yeah.
Let's go. If we kill him, we take the key.
What are you doing here? Kill him!
Let's go.
Get him! Hug him! Torgor and I already started a new game. You can't jump in.
Do you want us to come with? No. Come on.
Just give us 5 minutes.
Go.
Do we want to go now while he's alone in a room, while he's awake being the problem? Or do we want to wait to see if we can catch him when he's asleep and he wouldn't see us or get a chance to run or scream?
If we get the drop on him right now, then we can just wait and easily get into the room while his wife's still asleep. Like, we don't have to worry about digging a body away out of a bed next to us.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like, do we go now then?
We gotta go now.
Yeah, let's go now.
All right. So yeah, pass without a trace is on all of us. Are you still planning on going invisible, Winnegar?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, all right. So
Sailor Moon style.
disappears.
I don't have to do any of this stuff, Dark. It just looks cool.
What does Whittaker call invisibility? That's the real question.
Oh, you mean anti-peekaboo? Yeah, I got this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Torgor,
I got
31.
Got a 21 stealth.
And I have a 26.
Okay, 31,
31.
26. Winnegar, you can roll. And Winnegar, you have advantage because you're invisible. Advantage and a plus 10. So 26. All right, 26 is the number to beat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice.
the three of you begin sneaking in. So you pull aside the sheet and silently slip into the house. Where do you go? What do you do?
I stand on the side of the door on one end and like have my rapier out in my other hand.
Okay.
Like ready to gently push it open.
Okay.
Yeah. Shit. Winnegar, when you saw this room in the thing, how large was it? Do you know?
Oh, the room that he's in? It's like an office or a study. So it's like pretty small.
If I cast silence now, do you think it could safely hit everything?
Yeah, let me look at silence. So it's a point you choose within range. You don't have to be able to see it, it looks like. So that's cool. Is pass without trace concentration?
Shit. I'm sure it is. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So
you can't cast silence as long as you're maintaining pass without trace, unless you drop the pass without trace.
I think you
Do
just
we try to get inside with That's a hard one to just open a door and walk inside.
Yeah, here's the thing. If he's facing the door and you open it, it doesn't matter how high your stealth is, he'll see you.
right.
Yeah.
But if he's not facing the door, the spell will muffle the sound of the door. It'll distort the shadows. Like, it'll make it harder for him to notice the doors being opened behind him. Here's the question. Do you think that Zlatek Ironclad is the kind of person who in his own home would turn his back on a door?
Yes. I would gamble yes, because he thinks he's untouchable. He's already in a secret society. He's already
It really depends what's inside the room, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's a desk, the desk is not going to face the door. It's gonna, because the door faces the
But
inside of the house.
wouldn't that be an asshole move for him to set up his study like it's his office at work? So there's a desk between him and whoever comes in. Like, please have a seat. We're like, Dad, this is your study. Have a seat, son.
It might be to the side, but still, yeah.
Yeah,
But we don't even know what
peripheral
the
vision
room
works
is.
too, right? Like,
Yeah.
that'll help.
It's a
But-
locked room.
Now,
Yeah.
here's a maybe a hint about his personality or something, but he didn't relock the door,
Right.
right?
No.
He just unlocked it, came in, and then didn't lock it behind him.
Okay.
Fuck.
What if we just all at the same time open the door? I try to put him to sleep while you cast silence.
And I
And-
bash his head
And
in.
your job
then you
is
bash
no,
his
your
head
job
in.
is shutting the door behind us.
Got it. On it.
Okay. All right.
Ooh.
Kiddos.
We're doing it.
We're gonna do it. What's our
3.
escape plan in case this goes wrong? Never
We
mind.
fight,
Let's just-
we kill him.
let's just go for it. Let's just go for it.
Run, kill the kid, then leave.
2.
Yeah, if
One.
we get a chance,
Wait.
kick that kid down the stairs.
Wait, what? No. All right, go.
Okay,
All
all
right.
right. So walk me through what happens.
So
So Torgor's on door.
I'm Nor.
Okay, Dorgor, got it.
Dorgor.
Very good. Uh,
If he's looking at us, I'm planning on switching the spells as quickly as I can, and Winnegar's immediately casting sleep.
Mhm.
So it's a 3-in-1 action kind of deal.
All right. Okay. So Torgor, you reach up and you push the door open. Do you want to like peer through first, or do you just open it slowly and come into?
I think I follow with it. Like I lean with the door.
Okay, yeah. So you
Like,
lean and push it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what you see at the end. You see Zlatek. You see he is sitting in a high back chair, which is good because he appears to be naked. His robe is laying on the ground.
What?
He's sitting in this high back chair with his back to you. He is staring at what appears to be a portal or window of some kind. It's a circle, a magical circle. It's casting the entire room in a bluish glow. And he seems to have just finished a conversation because you hear him saying like, "Yes, my lord, as you command," as the window is like shrinking and disappearing. And his robes are on the ground, and you see him finishing this conversation as he's like standing up, and like the chair is pushing back. What are you gonna do?
Go. We just.
So he's facing away from us?
He's turning around. Yeah. So as you open it, he's just finished his call, and he's getting up and turning around.
Can I just slit his fucking throat before he can turn around?
Yeah, you just want to run up and jump on him? Sure.
Well, no,
Well,
you
I
have
mean,
like
Winnegar's
Misty Step.
casting sleep at the same time, so one of these two fucking things has got to
Well, the
work.
problem with sleep is that it'll hit whoever has the least hit points first.
That's in
Do you not
range,
have
right?
Friendly
Isn't
fire?
Yeah, it's everyone within that in the area of the spell, and it starts with whoever has the lowest hit points and knocks them out first, and then works its way up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
should-
hurt to get his hit points. So slit his throat first is what we're
Yeah.
saying.
Slit his throat, and then if he's.
Like,
Oh, okay.
Should I just go full silence? Because we don't know if it's gonna get him in one.
Yeah.
And if he can shout, he can shout.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast silence. I'm
Oh, yeah.
I'm more gentle than I am. That's me plotting. So I'm gonna
For sure.
spend
Okay.
yeah.
So here,
which
let
is
me talk about mechanics, how this is going to go. So the thing, D&D doesn't handle this kind of thing particularly well, like this, like I sneak up, I stab him, he's dead thing. But I think that's fine. I don't care about that. I think if you have the opportunity that if you can get a knife into his neck, it will risk his life. Like this isn't going to be a fight. unless he survives the first attack, and then it's going to be this messy, naked, blood-covered fist fight where he tries to get away alive. So it'll depend on how well you roll.
Okay.
But basically, if you sneak up and hit him with the knife, if you get it right, you'll get it right in the artery or whatever, and he'll just die. You'll just drag him to the floor. If you cast a spell first, there is a chance he'll get to roll initiative because the spell requires speaking. And I guess, let me see, silence. Is it a spell with verbal, somatic, material? Like, what are the components?
It's verbal and somatic.
Okay. And where do you get silence from? This is a monk ability?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think, I just get it as a monk ability, and I don't know if
I don't think that changes the component requirements of it. I know that there are some classes, like there are Dimir, like thought mages or whatever, that get to use their spells with no components at all.
One day.
Yeah, but in this case, there are components. So yes, if you cast a spell with a verbal component, he will hear you casting it before necessarily it goes off. So he'll get to like make an initiative roll. He'll notice the casting. You'll still get the silence, but then he'll get to act, and then you'll have to try to get the silence and go before him.
Yeah, let's just stab him.
Or you could just stab him and then see what happens.
You
What
also
if
have a
Whittaker-
26 stealth right now. Like, that's also
Yeah,
the
I
number.
have a 26 in stealth.
Oh, he definitely won't notice. He definitely won't notice the initial. You basically get to do one thing before he notices you. And if that's cast a spell, it's cast a spell. If it's attack him, it's attack him.
I just like the idea of Whittaker opening the door and then like both Whittaker and Road dropping what the plan was. And like we roll to figure out if Road slits his throat or Whittaker casts Fireball.
Yeah, right. So exactly. We see him start to turn. He gets up. Everybody drops into action stance. We cut to a shot external of the side of the building. The window blows out. Fire and glass fly out into the alley. Like, I panicked, guys.
I didn't know.
Again.
So
If I-
And the ransom note slowly makes its way. To
Yeah,
the
right. Burning. One thing I will point out too, if you cast the silence spell, that means that Winnegar will not be able to cast any spells with verbal components.
Oh,
But
shit.
then neither will Ironclad. Any magic item that's activated by a code word, anything that requires verbal activation will no longer function. So if
Everyone
you think
wasn't thrilled when I did darkness last time, so I think I'm just
if
gonna
you think
stab
he's
him.
a spellcaster, then silence will hurt him as much as it hurts Winnegar, but it also nullifies any spells that Winnegar has that are some verbal components. So
I think that's the move, though. That's the move.
Kill him.
The silence is the move?
I think just kill him.
yeah, I mean, well, so here's the thing, Road, you got to make that call. Do you cast silence or do you attack?
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
I mean,
he's like
you just
standing
attack,
up.
yeah.
He's starting to turn, and you can see where he's turning. He's turning towards. There's a sidebar with a bunch of like bottles of like whiskey and like a humidor or whatever. So he's like, I just got off the phone with the boss. I'm gonna have a drink. And he's like turning. And also, I like the chat notice that it's awkward. He has like naked business calls with his boss.
Oh, I am losing it. I brought that up. Somebody was
you
like,
know
oh
what?
my gosh, look at TK's face. And I'm like, I can't. He's having a naked Zoom call with his boss.
Shirtless Zoom call with his boss.
No,
I mean,
Nate.
the thing
This
is,
is what I'm thinking of the entire time. Carnival. Like,
yeah,
have you ever seen Carnival?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
he's
that
talking
guy
to
has a
management.
giant tattoo. Yeah.
yeah,
I am
totally.
Yeah, no,
losing
he has
it.
like giant. The preacher has a giant tattoo on his back, and he's like always naked in like by a tree or
Yeah.
something.
But, like-
whenever he like, yeah,
If we're under the inception that like Jace is the one talking to him, which we don't know for sure, did Jace ask him to do that, or does he just do it and like
Yeah,
Jace
right, and
is
Jace is
equally
like, put your shirt
uncomfortable
on,
the
man.
call?
yeah.
It's
What was
just
that
like-
first?
Well,
that
okay,
first
so-
conversation,
Or maybe
right?
Jace
That
is like,
first
you don't have to take your robe off. It's like, no, please look at this tattoo I
So
got
hold
here."
on, let
Yeah.
me. I can answer this with official Magic the Gathering
Wait,
art. I have
I don't
art.
know if I want.
I have
you
art
to,
that can answer this
though.
question. Is Jace
I don't.
Beleren the kind of person who would expect his employees to have shirtless business calls with him? Look at what he wears on a regular basis. Like,
Okay, so you said naked. Is he shirtless or naked?
well, so we don't
That's
know
what I
because
wanna know.
the chair is blocking. We have not seen if he is wearing pants or not. But you know,
I think
Jace.
you know he was in a bathrobe.
Jace has a
Hey,
pretty good.
Ironclad, you
Jace has
wanna-
a pretty liberal idea of what constitutes a shirt.
Just
So
pop
This
that
is
shirt off,
shoddy
just-
business practice. I'm calling the BBB.
just pop it off.
yeah, just go ahead and let's all get
This is
comfortable, shall we?
illegal.
This is a business casual meeting. Let's just everybody
Pretty
just
hot in
take your
here.
shirt off.
When he said that he'd be to bed soon and Leanna sighed, does she know? Does she know
Yeah, right?
that he's being forced by this employee relationship?
I just like the first conversation. That's what I want to think of. It's
Yeah.
just like,
So, what's going on? You know when we're talking through the portal? Yeah? I don't know. Is it weird that I think you should be naked when you do that?
No, I'm just imagining like Jace being like, so welcome to our cult. Aren't you a little warm in that? And he's
Everyone
just
takes their
like,
clothes off.
this is my uniform
Those
for work. And he's
Azorius
like,
robes look so hot
he's
and
just like,
itchy.
yes. He's just like, aren't you warm in that? He's like, these are my official robes. Oh, but aren't I the most important thing to
You
in
think
your life?
this?
You don't
think
have
this
to wear
meeting?
that with
You think
me.
this meeting is weird? Wait until you see what a meeting of the board looks like. So,
What do you choose?
Ayo.
all right. So, Road, you're just gonna sneak up and
Do
stab him with a
I
knife?
was hoping to have more panic time.
Nope.
Um,
That's it. We've talked about shirtlessness enough. I bought you some
okay,
time. What are you gonna do?
Okay, I'm going to stab him. I'm
Stab him
gonna
in the
stab
neck.
him.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you approach quickly, lunge with the knife. Try for a killing blow. Make an attack roll. Dagger attack roll. I just want to see if you like put the knife where it needs to go. You are unseen, so you have advantage.
Cool.
His armor class, he's not wearing any armor.
He's completely in the nude. Yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a chance to do anything like cast a shield spell or anything. So I think it's just attack against, let's say, armor class 11, because he's a little bit dexterous. We talked.
Because what Rhodes saw was like an opening and like an opening to, and what Katie May saw was a complicated relationship with Roll20's dice.
Yeah, she said. Yeah, she did. She saw that.
But
opening.
today I'm putting trust in it. Today's the day we get over it.
Hell
Here we
yeah.
go.
You got advantage.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Woo!
So you got 24. Okay. So I think rather than be like roll for damage, whatever, we'll just say that this hit, this assassination, is enough to drop him to 0 hit points, and he's gonna start making death saves. But basically, yeah, you rush up, jam the knife in his neck. He lets out what was going to be a shout of surprise, but becomes a gurgle. Blood comes out of his mouth. What do you do? Do you want to like wrestle him to the ground, or because he's gonna try to like he's falling
run in.
unconscious. Basically, he's just gonna fall to the floor.
Toro runs in and like grapples onto the ground after it.
I
Yeah.
want to try to keep it clean from blood
Yeah, that's
hitting
like,
the
I
ground.
grab his
That
bathrobe
yeah, and that's the thing is
to
that
wrap
blood
around
starts
his
squirting
neck.
down his chest, his naked chest,
Yeah.
and
I like
gotcha.
wrap the bath towel around his neck, his fucking bathrobe bullshit.
I'm
Nice.
spraying
What
his
part of his-
chest with Windex and like cleaning it off.
okay. So
Yeah.
Road, you have the knife in him. You grab him as he's turned. You jam the knife into him, and like he starts like tries to shout, but you've punctured his windpipe, and he starts falling to the floor. Torgor, you hold him down.
Which way does he fall? Like, is he falling onto?
He would
his
fall backwards
back?
into the chair, probably.
Cool. And the knife wounds in the front.
It's like front. So if
Yeah.
I'm him,
Yeah.
and Road is there where my door is, and this is a perfect time for a stranger to come in and murder me. So Road is where the door is. You come in this way. He's turning this direction.
Yeah.
So you would have got him this way,
Perfect.
kind of like above the shoulder, just above the clavicle, like downward into it. And if this is like a proper, like we think of like knives and daggers as being like kind of short, but like a proper medieval, like a fighting dagger is actually quite long. So the blade probably goes like pretty deep into his chest. I assume that I assume this isn't like a stab. Yeah. Slitting his throat isn't really possible from this angle of approach. Because the chair's too high. Exactly. Yeah. So you jam the knife in. It serves the same purpose, right? And then Torgor and Road, do you push him back
Hold
down
him up.
into the chair, or do you like let him go to the floor, or?
I grab him as he's falling and take him down to the floor, so his the blood is going up onto his body.
Yeah.
and sort of,
Yeah.
Like moving him away and like holding him down there with one hand over his mouth.
Okay. Which is actually better because if you had slit his throat, there would have been more like onto the desk.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
On the carpet. So yeah, okay. All right. So Torgor, you that Road, and then Winnegar, you said you were gonna grab the robe, or what are you doing?
Yeah. I'm
back.
gonna grab the robe and try to clean up as much as possible. Just on my hands and knees, like trying to scrub stuff up. It's little splat marks that I see, like trying to get all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I make sure we closed the door, right? We did
Yeah.
that.
Well, so you look up to the door.
Oh, is the
Torgor
kid
was on
standing in the
Dorgo's-
doorway? Is the kid standing in the doorway with footy pajamas or something like that?
That-
Little
that
Lucy
is-
Lou or
That
whatever.
is
her name
that
that
is what
kid.
that is what this
Kill
roll
that
is
kid.
for, but I did not get the result that would
Oh
have
my
indicated
God.
that the kid is at the
Thank
door.
we
So
all realized at that moment the door.
yeah, everybody realized like, wait a second, the door, and you turn, and there's this like awful like violin like as you turn to the door,
Yeah.
but there's no one there.
I
So
run
I
and I
assume
shut it.
Tor, you run over and like shut the door.
That's on me. I was on door duty. Sorry.
Okay.
The other
Dorgor was the nickname. we
Hey,
made
hey,
up.
hey. That universe gave me that nickname, okay? I didn't make it. The universe, somehow, somewhere, some god said Dorgor, and that's what happened, okay?
So Zlatek Ironclad is dying, right? He's breathing his last breath down on the floor. I think he twitches once or twice and then expires.
Perfect.
And here's what happens. You don't see any of this. None of you see this, but we watch. We have a shot of him and he like coughs one last like death gurgle and then dies, goes limp. We cut to what looks like a cloister of monks, right? It's a whole bunch of like men and women, bald heads, hunched over huge books, like writing in them. There's maybe a dozen of them in a room with a bunch of other books. We see a thrall kind of walk by with a bunch of like books set up on a platform on its back. And somewhere nearby, you hear a bell ring, and one of the monks gets up and puts his quill in the pot and slowly shuffles over to, there's a little gold bell on the wall and it rings, and we hear a clattering as a little, like the Orzhov equivalent of a pneumatic tube, a little like wooden tube goes thunk thunk and a little box, and he takes it out and he unscrews the cap and he slides out a scroll and he opens it and he's looking at a contract. Now we can't read the details of the contract, but you see on the first line it says like the contractee herein signed Zlatek Ironclad, et cetera, and it has the Orzhov seal on it. And the monk rolls it back up and nods and walks over to his desk or something. Like he walks off screen. So in the moment he died, someone at the Orzhov Syndicate got notification that he has passed and goes to do something about that. Meanwhile, back inside, there is a blood-stained, formerly very expensive bathing like a gown that you now have, Winnegar. You have the dead body of Zlatek Ironclad, who is becoming paler by the moment as rigor mortis sets in. I think you did a pretty good job keeping the blood from like pooling on the floor. He's covered in blood. And you're in his like private office. Sitting on the desk at a glance, there is some kind of blue, like a lapis and gold apparatus. It appears to be made out of glass and lapis lazuli. With gold, and at a glance, Winnegar, you can't tell what it's for, but it definitely looks magical.
Can I roll an Arcana?
Yes,
Can I,
if you want to take
yeah.
a second to get a closer look at it.
I'm just like covered. in
I've
blood.
taken the key and like gone back and locked the door.
While they're doing that, I went and grabbed the tarp to like wrap the body up and like sort of contain it in a place that makes it easier to carry out.
Okay, all right. So I can tell you this with an 18 Arcana, Winnegar. There are etchings around the base of it. If you want to envision it, think of it as, you can't figure out the purpose, but the style of it, and this is for our audience and for us, the prop would have been designed in a kind of like Aztec style. So it has that kind of like square edged around it. It's a lapis like disc with a gold base, slightly concave, sitting on the desk. And then there are a series of blue like glass lenses that you can kind of like slide over top of it, and it seems to project light. But it's off. Whatever is supposed to activate it is off. It looks very foreign. It definitely doesn't look Ravnican, but it's not from the same place that the ornithopters are. And it has writing around the outside. They're either runes or characters, some kind of ideograms that, Winnegar, you don't recognize, and they don't look like a language you've ever seen before.
Oh, can I put it in my bag?
Yeah, it's like
Or
the
is
size of a dinner plate, and then there's some other smaller things. So you could take the apparatus and like carefully kind of put it in your bag.
Rhoda's, what is that?
Oh God, who knows what this is? But it looks bad freaking ass. Like, just like throw it inside my bag.
Good. Start looting now. This is where we start looting because we got to do something with this guy.
No, but
what?
like in what way? What
This
way
is
was
the
it?
opposite of the plan. The plan was loot for money for the necromancer. Now we just got to get out of here.
Wait, what
I
about the
look
secret
around. Is
room?
there anything valuable looking in this room?
Make a perception check.
I will do that. 13.
Okay. So this room contains a window leading outside, a desk, very expensive looking, fancy desk. There's some blood on the desk now.
Clean that blood off.
There was this like device sitting on top of the desk. And the desk has several drawers. There is a bookshelf off to one side. There is a bunch of leather bound, what look like legal like books on there. And there is on the right hand wall, there is a painting. It's a painting of New Prav. And it looks kind of old. It looks like it shows the construction of New Prav, so it's not finished. And there's this huge oil painting on the wall of New Prav on the other side. So maybe valuable books might be something in the desk.
Yeah.
How large is it? Like a canvas painting that I could pop out of the frame and roll up?
The fastest way would be to cut it out of the frame, but yeah, you could.
Do we want to steal the painting? Cut it out of the frame?
I'm gonna start looking in these drawers.
Steal the
Yeah,
pain.
I
This
want
is
all of the paperwork
fucking-
on his fucking desk.
Yeah.
I want.
this antique roadshow. Let's get out of here.
I mean, art is it's a commodity. Like you could probably find someone to buy this.
Vinegar, you don't understand. We got like.
are we tossing the joint?
No,
Are we making it look like a robbery?
The Orzhov need to get paid. Okay. They need to get paid. Otherwise, this is going to go ducks end up real fast.
Man, I really love that saying. Okay, I'm going to go through some drawers.
Very common in Ravnica.
I'm trying to get to the paperwork before they can. I will say that much. Road.
Yeah. Okay.
No, Road. Do the painting. You're better at that. I got the.
I'm not tall enough. You're gonna have to do it.
It's true. She's not tall enough.
Just okay. Can we both
Here,
do it?
take
Because
my
I.
dagger.
Fine. Okay.
I read, and that's all I say before.
Fine.
Read a book
Fine.
once in your life.
Go.
Okay. All right. So you go over Torgor and start cutting the painting out of the frame. And Road, you're going to you do the same. So you're going to dig through the desk. So let's start. Torgor, you start doing that. I'll get back to you in a second. There's a thing I want to tell you about that. Vinegar, you are grabbing the device off the desk. Road, the top drawer of the desk.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's locked, that top drawer.
Does the key I have work on it?
It appears to only be the key to the door to this room.
Cool. Great.
It's just a desk lock though, so you might be able to like pull it open.
Yeah. I'm so strong at that. Can I? I'm so strong and we'll be able to do that.
Torgor is gonna make fun of you if you fail.
Can I do the thing that's like a credit card and a door, but with my dagger and the lock piece? Can I try to fucking?
Yeah, I mean what you're essentially doing is trying to pick the lock without having that tool proficiency. So
Oh, cool.
it would just be a flat dexterity roll
Oh well,
with
that's
no proficiency bonus.
Dexterity. Here we go. 23.
Wow, nice.
Very good.
Who needs lock picks to pick a lock? Not you.
In the log again.
The most patronizing. Wow.
Well, you were supposed to be able to do it.
We all expected a one,
Yeah, we all
guys.
expected a terrible roll.
That's on brand.
Huh. You're
Okay.
riding a bike without the wheels.
So yeah,
training
Road,
wheels.
no problem. You manage. You get a little like the edge of your knife in there and just pop it open. But it's weird. There's nothing inside the drawer. The drawer opens, and instead of there being like papers or anything, you see a little brass box with a switch on top of it. And from the box, there is a rubber, like a cable that comes out of the box, runs into the back of the drawer, and appears to run down the leg of the desk.
Vinegar. Great news. Great
Hey,
news.
what?
You think are you thinking what I'm thinking about this button in this drawer? Are you thinking the same thing I am?
Thought bubble goes up and he pushes the button. It's Vinegar at the desk pushing the button. All this candy comes down.
Yeah, right. And
I am.
that song, Celebrate comes on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on. And like candy and
Yeah.
like just raining down. Yeah.
I see Vinegar doing
Celebration.
this motion. Like, Vinegar, it's the secret room. It's the
Oh, the secret. Yeah, the secret room can't fit in. I'm gonna flip the switch.
Yeah.
Wait, no, but the woman's still in there. We gotta
You're
do
on the other side of the room, Torgor. So
That's so
unless Road
I
gets in the way.
yeah. I put his hand. I'm like, should you invisible go over there? I'll flip the switch after some
Oh
time.
yeah, I am still invisible, I guess.
Still-
Because
Yeah, it hasn't
I
been an
haven't done
hour.
yeah. I'm gonna go like, oh yeah. Let me go
Okay.
over there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
I'm gonna
flip
run
the
over
switch
there.
in like a minute.
Okay. So
Okay.
Vinegar, you
Just synchronize
leave.
watching.
Vinegar, you leave the bubble of Pass Without Trace and head into the room. So you go out into the hallway. The door to Ironclad's latex, I guess it's the Ironclad's bedroom, the master bedroom. I think it's open because she wouldn't want the door opening to wake her up when he comes to bed. So it's open a little bit. Like push it open. You make a stealth check. Nice.
Yes.
18. All right. All right. So you sneak into the room. It looks much as it did before, except now there's a lady sleeping in the bed. And you get in there. And then Road in the other room.
We have our synchronized watches, so
Okay.
I like wait for a full minute to pass, and then I flip the switch.
Okay, yeah. So you reach into the drawer and you flip the switch. And yeah, it's great. Like imagine if this was like a really loud alarm. What if this was like a panic button? Like this, you put a lot of faith in the fact that this wouldn't totally blow
I'm
the
just
mission.
standing in
It's
her
nice.
room.
Like I love the idea that I almost just to teach you a lesson, I like just want to be like, yeah, you flip the switch and suddenly like boop, 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 all the lights go on and off and like, yeah, totally. Yeah. Dispel magic gets cast on the house. No. What happens is that you flip the switch and Vinegar, you hear a faint hiss and a click, and you watch as the panel on the wall like releases some of its like hold tension.
Do I push it in? Does it push in or does it pull out?
It slides in. It's on rails.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna slide it a little bit and
Mhm.
like take a peek.
Okay. All right. So inside there appears to be a kind of it's not an airlock, but a little antechamber. There's another door on the other side. This door seems to be a more traditional and obvious door, like with a handle. It's a little like
Shit.
5x5, like a little box when you walk in.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna slide the door back
Okay.
and close it. And just in case she wakes up or anything, and then I'm going to open that second door.
Okay. All right. Well,
Meanwhile, Torgor and I are loading out. I will say
Ooh.
we're actively loading out at this point.
Leanna, as a person whose spouse comes and goes at strange hours, has become used to like minor noise in her house while she's asleep. And so the sound of the door sliding closed and clicking shut doesn't wake her up. She maybe turns over. But in front of you, so there's a door in front of you and the door behind you, and you're now in this little closet. You want to open the door in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you reach out and you go to open the door, and it doesn't open. You like push it open, it clicks slightly, and then you hear there's a faint hum of something activating. You hear this like powering up or something. You recognize it, the sound of some like cells being charged, and you hear a voice say, it's just sort of a flat, like featureless voice say, password, please.
My God.
So we cut away from Vinegar to Torgor. Now Torgor, you're in the middle of cutting the painting down,
Yeah.
and you stop and you're like looking over and like seeing what Road is doing. But when you turn back, the painting, the corner that you've started to cut has peeled away, and and sort of folded down. But instead of seeing the frame or the wall behind it, you see a different painting. There's like, you see the edge of like a sort of purple like sky, and there's some little bird like shapes in the corner.
I keep cutting the first painting.
Yeah.
And then like, as I'm looking at the one behind it, start cutting that one too.
Okay.
Like,
yeah. So as you peel away the first painting, the one of New Prov, you see underneath there's another painting, and it looks like it's like a jungle scene. So there are, and I think a lot of these trees, there's no jungles on Ravnica. Like there's the forests that Ravnica tend to have are like overgrown, like temperate forest or like boreal forest, not jungle. So you see what you definitely know are trees, but they're strange looking trees. You see, it looks like a jungle, not a harbor, but an inlet. So there's water, there's the sky. It looks like it's night, like a scene that's illustrating sunset, right? And so the water is reflecting the purple sky. You see in the water, you see in the harbor, this enormous ship. You see a sailing ship, which also is another thing that Torgor would never have seen before, because there's not enough water on Ravnica to have, 3-mast pirate ships, basically. Yeah. You can see painted on the thing, there are crew members. It looks like the ship has just like come to land on this beach. And you see that there are figures down on the beach. You can see some strange looking like lizard kind of like looking animals kind of painted in the background. But what's really interesting is standing on the bow of the ship, looking down at the scene, you see two figures. One of which is dressed in blue, wearing this weird shirt that only covers one nipple. He has a hood that's currently like down, and he has these like really obvious tattoos that are glowing faintly blue. But what's really interesting, and I don't know if you, Torgor, you'd have never seen this woman before, but we saw her, albeit with a bag over her head. Jace is standing next to Vraska on the bow of this ship. And here's the thing. He has one arm around her waist, and she has her arm around his shoulder. And the two of them are looking down at the arrival like they've just got here. Like they're clearly, this is a painting of, and I think as you finish it, there is what was the name of her ship? There's like a thing on the other side, and I think it's called the Indomitable, but I'm gonna look. Vraska.
Did this ship sink?
It's a complicated. I would
love nothing more.
The Belligerent. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, gross. Is it spelled like Beleren? But
oh my God. That would be great if she named the boat after him. So yeah, on the back of this painting, you see an illustration, or you see a signature, and it says the arrival of the Belligerent, and then it's signed by one Zlatak Ironclad. So he painted this enormous painting. And you've never seen this place. This is a fanciful, like this looks like the cover of a weird like fantasy romance novel to you. Like the crew of the ship, you can see them, like you recognize humans like moving stuff around. They're just like sailors, but also there are like hanging from the rigging. There are some goblins, but they don't look like tack. Like they have like orange, they look like almost like chimps. Like they have longer arms, they have fur, but they're clearly goblins. And so you see them like up in the rigging and like, helping with their part of the crew. Everything about this painting looks off, but you recognize obviously Jace Beleren. I don't think Torgor, you recognize Vraska, but if Tack sees this,
right,
they'll recognize.
I keep this painting. I tuck this. I don't know. I don't know if I tell everyone else about this painting right now, but I just say I'm done.
Yeah, okay. You roll the paintings up, and I mean they're big, right? They're like 6 or 7 feet like across and like 4 feet tall. So you like roll them up, and you have to carry them kind of like a carpet or something.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take those over one shoulder and the body covered in a tarp on the other.
Okay.
Or actually paintings under the arm, and then
I can carry the paintings. I'm not doing.
No. I mean, what happened to the rest of the drawers in the in the
Oh, I
desk.
put the paperwork in my nondescript bag.
Yeah. Okay. So you just take any of his journals or paperwork or anything like that from there. Okay.
Fine.
I think probably he would keep like a stash of coin secret in his like a locked like drawer, which that's fine. You can pop it open. We'll let it ride on that lockpick roll. So let me see how much money you make it out with.
Oh my god, am I gonna have above 10 gold for the first time ever in this game?
It's
Everybody
not going to be for long.
Probably. Let's see.
Did you see me put this gold in my bag? Anyways.
260 Xenos.
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Bunch of Orzhov
Wow.
gold and you just yoink.
I feel like tack right now. This is insane. I just like have all this stuff that I looted. This is the first time I think I've looted in Jace Beleren Must Die.
Yeah.
I want to remind people that when I loot, I only keep the crappy shit and I give you guys good stuff.
That's true. You did give me that ring.
I'm so okay. Look, that's a bad example, but I
No,
also
I
gave
like-
that
I like that
jelly
ring.
of healthy stuff.
That's
Yeah, the
true.
No, but I didn't give that to help you.
Yeah, you just didn't want it.
Okay.
All right, cool. Funding. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Uh-huh.
All right. So you take the money. You open the secret room. Winnegar, meanwhile, as everyone's like, "Let's get out of here," we cut back to Winnegar, who is trapped in a tiny elevator. Password, please.
What did the painting say again? Just for
Oh, the arrival of the
Ooh, ooh,
belligerent.
ooh. The arrival of the belligerent. Cool.
Yeah.
So as soon as he hears password, he starts thinking of like all the passwords that like he would have in real life. So it'd be like all the passwords he had like growing up and whatnot. Taking back Sunday Kid 420.
All right.
But he doesn't say it. I just want to take a step back and leave. Like, is that door locked? Please tell me the door's not locked.
The door out? Oh, it definitely is. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you turn around and you like push on it and it doesn't, there's no give.
Okay. Password, please. What would be?
I'm gonna die.
You're not gonna be the one who dies. Don't worry.
Oh no.
Why would you?
What can I
Shot.
what can I roll to have the best educated guess?
Look, I guess it'd be an insight roll.
Okay. Let's see. I
And
saw
you
this guy
can't.
naked a
I'll let
couple
you
times.
roll, and then we'll see about questions. But yeah, I think that'd be your best bet.
Okay. Oh no.
Oh no.
A
No.
9 isn't very good.
Well,
It's better than a 7.
yeah.
Let's see. Back tattoo. It could be, Wenzel.
Okay. So you're like,
I don't know.
all right. So there's a brief. You hear a brief sort of computerized disappointment sound. You hear like, "Meow," and the voice says, that is incorrect. You have 2 attempts remaining. Password, please.
Globothermonuclear war. Oh my god. Okay. What are you guys thinking? Because like I am completely
Oh.
paralyzed here.
I mean, I think you're gonna die, but
I think you should be begging for Dovenpan's help through the ornithopter.
But
A
like
second.
any word that I say though.
Yeah,
is-
right. Yeah, exactly. If
It's
you're
going to
like,
show
oh
up."
my god, Dovin, help me. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
that's incorrect.
Honestly,
Exactly.
is it worth
Say
it?
it-
Is
yeah,
worth
say it really fast.
That's
So it's
that
less
could be
awkward.
that could
That's
be
one.
1. Yeah, that could
One.
be
Okay.
What
So
happened?
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try
Yeah.
to do a collect call to Dovan and hang up.
Or do
Uh,
you have like even if he's
message.
can you like write it on the wall and just flip the ornithopter to read it? Be like,
Oh yeah.
can't talk. Latex secret room.
So
Question mark?
yeah, I'm going to put my hand in my bag where I have all the cutout letters and do like a ransom note on the. I'm just gonna be licking and like
Good
putting them
idea.
up on the wall.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Do it. It's good.
Yeah, that basically says I am in Ironclad's secret room and it's asking for a password. And like show it. Like
Adjutant Ben, I think we have a message for you. Well, what does it say? It says here, oven bun halp pulls.
Looks like they took letters from that L'Oreal.
Oh, look, the M is from a McDonald's logo. I recognize
Yeah,
that
it's
one.
obviously McDonald's logo. Oh,
Is
I
that
heard
the
they have the
Stussy
Impossible
S?
Burger.
All right, so you want to try to using saliva and cut out letters from a magazine, stick letters to the wall, and then aim the ornithopter at it.
Just put it on the floor. I guess I could put it on the floor. Like
Okay,
use gravity to my advantage.
that's right. Who's in charge? You or gravity? Okay, so you crouch down, and you start putting the thing, and you take the ornithopter out of your bag, and you turn it on, and on top of the ornithopter, there is like, or I guess on its eye, because it acts as a screen too. You see it turn on, the little like loading sequence boots up. Unfortunately, the little symbol on it that indicates service, you have 0 bars.
Oh.
Shit.
It just like it turns on and it just blinks, like cannot connect essentially. But it's saying it all in a language you don't understand, but you recognize what 0 bars look like, and that's
Yeah.
it can't connect to the greater ornithopter network.
Is this the Wi-Fi password? Is that what you're guessing?
Yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, if you could connect to his Wi-Fi, you could send an email to Dovin Ben, but you can't get signal. You don't know the Wi-Fi password, and that's the whole problem.
It's got to be something that is kids can remember. So come on, you can do it.
Oh man.
It was his sled. Rosebud was the name of the sled.
Jace Rule 6969.
Because I mean, it's almost certainly the name of this ship, but you would not know that. So
Yeah, there's no way I would have known. Yeah. Oh God.
It
See what
just
he-
starts singing "Celebrate Good Time."
At what point do we like move in?
And that's the thing is, I think at this point, like that's when you realize, Road and Torgor, that Winnegar has not returned.
can I flip the button again?
It's one of those like an on-off switch. It's not a button. It's like a little like switch. So it's already in the off position. You've already toggled it to off.
I just give it a good off and on again.
Click, click. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Click, 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 click,
It doesn't. On your end, nothing seems to happen.
Okay. Our priority is this body right now. We gotta go.
I move and take the
Damn.
body out using the passive that's traced to the cart that's outside.
Okay.
And we wait for Winnegar.
We give him 5 minutes. and then
Okay.
we're gone.
So you take the body.
and then
You
we
see-
go back and get him.
Yeah. So
What?
this is the conversation you're having outside now. You have your wheelbarrow. You've put the
Yeah.
corpse in it.
Yeah. What do you mean? No, we're not leaving him. We go back and
He's
get him.
compromised. He's compromised.
You have silence. It's the middle of the night. There's no time crunch right now. Let's just go get him.
You need to get that. What do you mean? The timeline for the murder is the time crunch. When we're investigating, any fucking backtracking that we have to do is a problem.
Yeah. You just got out of the house. No one in the house noticed you. If you go back in, chances are you might get caught again.
But we're stealthy. We're not. You know what else is going to get us caught? Winnegar.
Oh my God. The horrible thing here is that if Winnegar can't escape and it's like a soundproof room
Yeah.
and only Ironclad knows about it, Winnegar will die of thirst. And someday when someone else buys this house and renovates, they will find a Vidalcan skeleton in the antechamber to a secret room, probably full of like weird Jace Beleren related sex paraphernalia. Wow,
I
you're
love
going to be
that.
on the best episode of House Hunters ever.
This room, yeah, and it's literally because like it would become like Castaway, right? I'm talking to Wilson. I name the ornithopter.
Yeah, the broken
Wilson.
ornithopter.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
name it Wilson.
Get a pencil and find the little hole at the bottom of the ornithopter
Yeah,
and
just
reset
reset
it.
it.
Well, that was scary. It scared me.
It scared me too. That's my doorbell.
That is on your doorstep, Winnegar.
That's right. The Azorius are coming. So I guess the question is, we cut back to Winnegar. Winnegar, do you want to make a second guess?
I think I would hold out thinking that they would come and get me. Like if it's only been like a couple minutes.
What a perfect shot to end on too. That like, I'll be okay. My friends will come and get me.
They will. They're coming, I swear. Or just me.
Yeah, or maybe just Torgor. So let's close on that. We'll kind of cliffhanger it. So Winnegar is trapped in the closet, and I had no other way to end that sentence. Like I realized I was saying it. I was like,
that's good.
Fuck it, we'll go for it.
It's there.
So, and so Torgor and Rode are outside in the rain arguing about whether or not to go back and try to save Winnegar. Meanwhile, the dead man's wife and child are asleep in their house, and somewhere in Precinct 4, probably, there are some Orzhov who are like, oh, time to go collect, getting ready to go and deal with things. So excellent. Cool. We'll put a pin in it there, and next episode we will figure out what happens. So let's do some shout outs. Tack, do you want to TK start us off?
Hello, it's me, TK. This is pretty much all I do now. I had a delightful time today. I write spooky stories. You can read them online for free, tkjreds.com, or you can follow me on Twitter, TK Joins the Fray. Very excited to have somebody leave for a couple weeks, and we don't know whether or not his character lives or dies. No one in particular. It was a lovely day. I took notes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you. Cool. We'll keep rotating around this way. Carlos, why don't you go next?
Hey everyone, my name is Carlos Luna. You can find me on all social media under Carlos Crits. I don't have. Oh wait, I do have other stuff. I have Lost Odyssey next week. So I will be in LA next week. Stop by, say hi, wave to me. After that, I am getting married. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. We started receiving gifts, and Serena keeps calling them donations. And I'm like, no, sweetie, they are gifts.
Wedding donations.
She's like, what do you think we should do about like the people who give us donations? I'm like, that's not a donation. That is a gift.
Yeah. Is it cool if I just send you guys money or put it in your honey fund? Is that fine?
Oh,
You're not expecting like an actual gift from me.
Yeah, I don't want
Nice.
gifts. This is
Yeah, I'll put it in your
we all
honey
want
fund.
cash.
Yeah. I know what's up.
That's it. That's all I have going on for the rest of the year. Just that and getting married, and I will not be at PAX Unplugged this year. We'll be relaxing.
Yeah.
You can find me. Yeah.
Same. Cool. Excellent. Up top around this side, it's Katie May. Katie, do the thing.
I'll do it. Hi, I'm Katie May. You can find me at Twitter at OKKatieMay. I'll be off private sometime next week. If you want to hear me DM, you can catch Dungeons, Dice, and Everything Nice. It's real good. I do it with a bunch of femme comedians from Chicago who are also my best friends. It's a good time. It's a lot randier and hornier than this one, if you could have. So we finished our last live show of the year, but we are hesitantly confirmed for C2E2 next year, so start marking your calendars. But besides that, I'm chilling out for the rest of 2K19 as well.
Nice.
So
nice. Relaxed 2019. It's the best. Just wring as much relaxation as we can get out of these next 2 months. Yeah. Cool. Last but not least, Masood, take it away.
Hey y'all. You can find me on social media at Marudeboy, MAHRUDEBOI, or on Twitter, same tag. Yeah, for me, what's going on is just same old, running the whole grind. If you're free in Chicago on Wednesday nights, come out to the Annoyance Theater. I'm doing a show that's called Dick Wolf Improv, where we do an improvised episode of Law and Order on the spot. It's very fun and very goofy. Yeah, also an episode of a web series that Carlos and I are both in just went up. And you can also see his fiance, Serena. They are phenomenal. And only for a moment, maybe if you read between the line, contemplate killing a child. So pretty good.
True.
Excellent. Good stuff. Cool. Well, that's it for us. I will give out XP so the chat stops yelling
next
at me.
week.
And then I wanted to ask Carlos, do we want to let's do XP and then we'll talk about that. So
Cool.
experience points. Did you learn something about Jace Beleren, his conspirators, or servants?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shirtless Zoom call. You learned that.
Required.
Standard at this company.
Relationship of some kind with Vraska. There's a boat
Oh,
and a jungle
yes.
and there's a connection there somehow.
I was not there for
Focus
that,
around.
so I am not going to give myself experience for that. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Okay. Did you express a unique aspect of your class, race, or background?
I feel like I did
I think you
with
did too.
my thieves' camp.
I agree. Did you express your connection to your guild in a meaningful way? I saw
like
Road do this. I know why you were first to the desk. I know why.
Oh.
I understand.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm also gonna argue for myself
Yes.
on that one because it was
Oh,
my
for sure.
entire day.
Yeah, because you sidetracked to go and do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey guys.
Yep. And then did your alignment complicate your character's life in an interesting way?
I did not kill Gary, so no.
Yeah.
Yes, because now Road and I are fighting on whether.
Yeah, I feel like we're in
Yeah.
the middle of that.
I like
Right.
that. Yeah, you're in the midst of that. So yeah,
No.
definitely. Yeah, definitely mark that one for sure.
Okay.
Cool. Cool.
Free.
Ooh,
And Carlos, for you, I think we skipped over this, but you're solving the door mystery by yourself, like going alone to check that out. That felt either like your that could be background or race or guild, because all of
yeah.
those were like Vidalkin are quite curious and they want to understand how things work. You're an Izzet, like endangering yourself for scientific knowledge, however small, is a pretty Izzet thing to do. So mark XP for that as well. For sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wicked. Cool. Okay. So one thing I wanted to let folks know, if you're watching this live, or I guess if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to check this out, I'm doing a very early first look at Eberron, Rising from the Last War. So I'm doing that tomorrow on my channel at 12 p.m. So I guess this time tomorrow, in 24 hours from now. So we're going to take a full deep dive look at the new Marketplace edition of that book. So if you're interested in checking it out, getting an early sneak peek at some D&D stuff, come on over to twitch.tv/AdamKoble tomorrow at noon
The first
to
looks
check that
are
out.
real good.
Thank
I've watched
you.
them. They're
I
very,
enjoy 'em.
very good.
I'm
and you
glad.
should- Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, they're fun. It's like a review, but I don't have to do any preparation. I just get to look at the book and be like, this is me reading it for the first time. So yeah, so we're going to do that with Eberron. I'm going to take a look and see what kind of cool stuff that has. And then, yeah, Carlos, do we want to talk about the future thing? Should we announce that?
Yeah, let's
talk
do
about
it. It starts next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 13th, 20th, and 27th. So
Yes.
the next 3 episodes of Jace Beleren Must Die will be, we're going to do a 3-part one-shot, I guess.
Yeah,
it's
a little mini
Eberron.
series. Yeah. So we're
all
going
in
to
Eberron.
Yeah, we're gonna take a 3-week break from the intrigues of Ravnica. We're gonna make up some new characters. We're gonna go to Eberron. We're gonna play around over there for a bit, and then we'll come back to Ravnica and definitely finish off Jace Beleren.
Absolutely. We
so
were
yeah.
so close today, guys.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
Very
almost killed
close.
him.
I mean, that's why
Right
we
for that
really have to
portal.
stretch it. We're really trying to stretch it out at this point.
Yeah, we wanted to
Yeah.
add some more time. Yeah,
It's a
Yeah.
slow burn at this point, and it'll feel so much more satisfying when we definitely kill him in 3 weeks.
yeah, definitely,
Exactly.
100%. So sometime between tomorrow when I get my first look and the 13th, where we do the episode, sometime in that period, I'll do some GM prep stuff on stream. Probably talk a little bit about my plans for the 3-shot and how that's going to work. So keep an eye on Roll20's Twitter and on my own. And if you miss any of that stuff, it'll end up in that place. It'll end up where you expect to find it. So, yeah. So
We'll also have another cast member as
that's
well.
right. Yeah.
Because I'll be out next week, and then I'll be out for my wedding. William White will be taking my place. I don't know if you've seen a stream they did with Adam for Roll20 Con.
Mhm.
I've also done streams with them before for my own podcast, Dungeon Rats. Hilarious.
Yeah, they're super funny.
Knows all the rules, knows everything. They're great.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. So yeah, keep an eye out for all that stuff. We'll talk about it on Twitter, and I'll be doing some supplemental streams to go along with it. So yeah, that's it. Something a little different next week. Thank you for coming, everybody. We will see you next time for more Jace Beleren Must Die with a little Eberron in the middle. Thank you for coming and for watching and for supporting the show. We'll see you later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.